A very good morning to everyone. It's actually a big pleasure to be here, and it's also an honor to address this august gathering. First of all, I would like to extend sincere thanks to everyone, those who have come here, on behalf of Jyotirmoy Education Welfare Foundation and Jyotirmoy Knowledge Park. More particularly our Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Shoma Bandyopadhyay, our Registrar Madam from Baba Saheb Ambedkar University, other professors and dignitaries from various other universities and colleges. It's really heartening to have all of you with us, and our teachers and our students have made a lot of endeavor to make this conference a successful one. And they say that well begun is half done. With the presence of Madam Vice Chancellor and the distinguished galaxies of academia, from the academia, it says that the coming 2 days, including today, will be having a lot of brainstorming and a lot of intelligent and new ideas about how we are going to embrace this uncharted territory called artificial intelligence. Well, artificial intelligence, each one of us are talking about artificial intelligence everywhere in the world, but we really don't know. The first thing that comes to my mind is, it's very scary. Because it's like getting married to a completely unknown person in an unknown country with unknown culture. And constantly changing. The mood of that person is constantly changing. It's evolving much faster than I can comprehend, or that my intelligence, which is the original one, is able to comprehend. So it's really very scary. But whatever it is, it's happening. And you know, these kind of changes do happen in the humanity, because if you go back to the history or go back to the history of human being, it's 75,000 years old, this modern Homo sapiens started existing. Many changes have taken place, physiologically, anatomically, structurally, behaviorally, and also various other aspects of living. We are a living being. The various aspects of living is constantly changing. And wise men say that change is the only constant factor in life. So don't get intimidated by change. Rather, embrace the change. Try to be the change agent yourself, so that you can drive the change and make it beneficial not only to you, but to the planet around you, the planet during your time when you are in this planet. You know, any tool we have seen that has been invented or discovered by human being has always two sides. Somewhere it is used for good, somewhere it is not used for good things. For instance, the atomic energy, it is doing so many good things today, but was the atom bomb which cursed this planet, and we are still, under that curse. Remnants and relics of that Hiroshima and Nagasaki still, haunts us. Similarly, any technology will have its false side and the right side. But it will be better if we can know it and use it. Artificial intelligence was used to reach during the 80s or 90s, even during early part of 2000, with used by public universities of USA to provide education to the underprivileged. But it was not so successful, so it was withdrawn. Again, different versions have come. Very recently, the epidemic or pandemic called COVID hit the humanity. Again, probably I think that this COVID has forced us to stay indoors. The entire world was made to stay indoor. And probably during these 2-3 years of COVID, there was a lot of development took place in the information technology arena. And, information technology went through a sea change. And a lot of advancement has happened in artificial intelligence during this COVID period. So whenever humanity is challenged with anything, it tries to find opportunity in this challenge. What I personally feel artificial intelligence, why it scares me is that what will be the ethical boundaries? What will be the cultural boundaries? Who draws the line? And the world is so scattered, the world is so divided. What happens if we can't have a unified system? For instance, the modern world, the civilized world, has a unified system. It has a world body, United Nations. Does United Nations have a policy clear on artificial intelligence? Yes, no. So that's what scares me. What happens to all these things? And what happens to the change that's happening in terms of usage of artificial intelligence? We have various kind of people using artificial intelligence for various things. But it's a constant fight also between the human being or the intelligence and the artificial intelligence. What is it? Many people are crying out that there will be a lot of loss of job. If artificial intelligence is going to do everything, for instance, when Industrial Revolution was happening, it was apprehended that a lot of manual labor work or man-days, requirement for man-days will be lost. Now, white-collar jobs. Now, what is artificial intelligence doing? It is trying to snatch away these white-collar jobs. As it is, information technology has wiped out the middle management from all organizations. Today you see the organizations are very, very vertical organizations, not a horizontal organization. They don't need large number of middle management people. Because middle management work, that is collecting primary information, multiplexing it and giving it enough, format which is cognizable in nature, which the top management can take cognizance of in that format, is being done by IT. You don't need a supervisor to say to the boss that, look, Mr. X is a habitual latecomer. It comes with your thumbprint. Who is a latecomer and who is not a latecomer? So that supervisory role is what being constantly wiped out. And that is what artificial intelligence is still doing. But what is the requirement? Artificial intelligence, what I personally feel, it's a very radical thought. I don't know if all will agree with me. The monkeys are still here, and we are also here. Maybe a superior human being is evolving. This artificial intelligence one day will have this capacity to be in it will be within that superhuman being which is coming. We can't see that. Our human brains can do million functions in a second. But the brain of a monkey probably cannot do. That's why we are here and we are ruling. So I think artificial intelligence is also going to involve into this. There's another thing that's happening. We are not taking probably, that is the population is not exploding anymore. It's almost going to stabilize, and in very few, after 50 years, it will be coming down. So there's nothing to get scared, maybe, and you cannot stop that. The best part is, you are on a treadmill, the switch is not in your hand. And the faster you run, the treadmill runs faster. And that's what is happening to humanity. It's a very, interesting thing if you can think this way, keeping yourself at a distance what's happening. My daughter, I was just telling her that probably your brain cell and my brain cell is different, but it is not possible to, dissect that difference. The difference is so less, but it is different. Because, you can react to a lot of call of this ID much faster than I can. Probably there is some difference, but this over a period of 1,000 years, or maybe 10,000 years, or 2,000 years, this will have a manifestation enough to be visible. Right now, this change is not visible. So, what my thing is that artificial intelligence is going to be a reality. And it is, every day it is going to come to you more. Now what is there? That we need this intelligence here. To meet and discuss about artificial intelligence. Set up the questions, set the boundaries. Set the boundaries for ethical, moral usage of this. Today artificial is so scary. For instance, you give artificial intelligence one set of cue that a reckless driver drives on the road and he hits a dog. And the dog actually feels greatly pained and limps to the side of the road, and somebody takes, guess what, you give a cue. Now artificial intelligence will immediately make a movie out of this based on what has been fed. Now probably it will be, because it has been fed probably European scenario as a benchmark, it will show as if it is snowing and the driver could not see due to snow, and that's why it got hit. But it's not true here. So artificial intelligence is based on what is being fed. Now giving us same parameters of a CV, if let's say 40 CVs have come to Madam Vice Chancellor to select a professor, and she asks instead of her assistants artificial intelligence. Now artificial intelligence has been fed that names males are better than females in terms of workability, or let's say fair-skinned people are better than black-skinned people, or people with knowledge of English are better than this. Things like that, whatever you have fed to that artificial intelligence is largely biased on that. And it also has its own correctional abilities, but this feeding is very, very important. And this world being such a diverse planet, with such diverse cultures, such diverse physical and economic and socio-economic conditions, physical conditions, biological conditions, atmospheric conditions, weather conditions, is quite alarming if we have to have complete dependence on artificial intelligence. What will happen is actually with human being also the same thing happens. It's called ethnocentrism. If you agree with me that most of the conflicts in the world is due to ethnocentrism. That is what I am used to. I think that is good. আমার খুব ভালো লাগে ইলিশ মাছ খেতে, ম্যাডামকে নেমন্তন্ন করেছি, ম্যাডাম খাবেন একদিন আমাদের এখানে, কি ভালো, আমি ইলিশ মাছই করলাম, not knowing that she's probably a vegetarian. I didn't care to also understand. Ask her, what would you care to have? And that is where the conflict starts. We feel we are right because we are used to it. তার জন্য পৃথিবীতে সব মা হচ্ছে বেস্ট কুক। কেন মায়ের হাতের রান্না খেয়ে কিন্তু আমরা we develop our taste. So that is what it is. So my dear friends, ultimately it will be a battle between you and your chosen immediate subordinate. আমরা কি করি, when we are bogged down with our work, we try to find an assistant who can help me. But he or she is also very intelligent like me. So she is learning or he is learning better than me or faster than me. So I get upset, my job will not be there. So that is between intelligence and artificial intelligence. They are not at combat with each other, but sometimes we can't handle. So that's the apprehension. So I'm looking forward to a planet which will be able to utilize artificial intelligence in a good way. And I felt that it is important that people who are the architect of society, that is the teachers, they should actively discuss. And in our school, we have already exercised, and artificial intelligence is being seriously discussed and enacted upon to how to expose the varied facets of artificial intelligence into our school. About Jyotirmoy School of Education, I'm not very sure what we are currently doing, but at least this conference is the first step to rekindle the thoughts among the teachers and the students. And now with the blessings of the presence of the university with us, I think under their guidance, we will surely be able to do what we should do. Thank you very much for giving me a patient hearing.